Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be the Hawk Talks portion of things. This is like pretty much right after my reaction regarding to the summer update for Street Fighter V Champion Edition. It was certainly very exciting for many of us, anyway. I think there are bound to be some people who are gonna have their jimmies rustled, right? Having no, certain characters that were really thought to be, gonna be part of this last DLC pack for the characters anyway, and it's all that's just natural, really. It all happens with the fighting game franchises and all that stuff. Anyway, I really wanted to say that I thought this whole thing was actually pretty exciting. It seems like it has a pretty promising lineup of characters this time around. We have, just to go through this, we have Dan, Rose, Oro, and the biggest surprise of them all, Akira Kazama from Rival Schools. Rival Schools was the old school sort of Capcom fighting game franchise back in the day. It was prominently featured on the Sega Dreamcast with Project Justice and Rival Schools. I think Project Justice was the sequel, if I'm getting that right, or it could have been just like the English title for Rival Schools in general. I'm not too sure about that. That part's a little blurry, but you get the point. Rival Schools was pretty niche, but had a pretty strong cult following within the fighting game sort of fan base at the time, especially during the 90s part of things, which was small but strong, very loyal to the franchises within that, at the time at least, especially with Rival Schools. And it was one of those franchises that a lot of people have been asking for to return, along with some other franchises from Capcom, but it has like the similar effect with, like, F-Zero within Nintendo, other franchises like that. So anyway, beloved franchise within the Capcom fan base, and it's making a return of some sort, which is Akira Kazama, the popular girl, pretty much. I think is the most popular female character within that franchise. She's definitely my favorite character anyway, as a whole. I think she was like the early fighting game waifus, and probably the reason why, chicks with short hair, kind of like more of like this tomboyish sort of look, or masculine look maybe, with the leather, the biking outfit, the helmet and everything. The whole like story or sort of trope around her became, or at least became that much more popular, at least within fighting games anyway. The point being, she looks fucking awesome as a fighting game character, through and through. So I was really happy to see Akira making it in there as part of the Street Fighter lineup now. And this will open up to one of the topics for the Hawk Talks anyway, which is, what does it mean for the future of Street Fighter games from this point forward? So obviously, this is the last DLC pack for characters anyway. We'll see some updates regarding to like new battle mechanics, like right there under Dan's section anyway. New balances and stuff. Balance patches will still happen throughout the rest of its lifetime. Maybe along with another battle mechanic, but I'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, we're not going to see any more characters, point being, for Street Fighter V after the new character being revealed and stuff later on, I guess this year, or probably during Capcom Cup. I think that's when they'll reveal the last character or whatever, right? Give us a little teaser. Anyways, the future of Street Fighter, probably starting with Street Fighter 6, or who knows, right? This could mean that Street Fighter can look more diverse instead of in terms of the fighting game roster. I don't know. It could open up doors to having, starting with Capcom characters from, other franchises, and then it could expand upon that with just complete absolute guest characters from different companies and franchises in general. But I think the safest way to say, or safest thing to say, is Capcom characters. So we're definitely gonna probably likely see more Capcom characters for future Street Fighter games, or probably something else, possibly. You know, this could spell some sort of hint for the future of fighting games in the foreseeable future. At least within the first, maybe not 5 years, but like, you know, within the next generation anyway. Let's just say. And probably after Street Fighter 5, we're probably not gonna even see Street Fighter 6 for a long while. We're probably gonna possibly see, and this is kind of like my wish too, is to see a Capcom sort of All-Stars game within, like, with the format of a 2v2 versus Capcom sort of style kind of game, or it could be 3v3 for, you know, like Marvel 3 and such, or Marvel 2, that sort of format. That would be something I would be absolutely down for. It just gives more opportunity to choose more characters and stuff, give more of those characters love, because those kind of games, it's difficult to kind of make it work as a 1v1 game, to, like, you know, have the representation that we all want for each character, you know. That's why with Smash games it works, because, you know, you have like 8 players in one map, you know, at one time. You know, obviously not during like tournaments or anything like that, 2v2s or like the closest thing we have to that. But in terms of like the overall game, you know, that's the whole point of it, is to show off more characters during these matches and stuff, you know, whether it's your friends or just casual matches or whatever, to just show off more characters, right? So in this case, 3v3 would definitely be awesome, or 2v2 at that. If that were to be the case, I would take that too. But point being, I think this could spell a hint for a Capcom All-Stars game of sorts. Either that or Street Fighter 6 with more Capcom characters. It's something I would be absolutely down for. You know, we could definitely see, you know, more possibilities, like an actual, you know, character to represent, you know, Cyberbots or Jin Saotome. That'd be pretty cool. We have Darkstalkers with Morgan or Dimitri, right? And, you know, so on and so forth. The possibilities are definitely up there. More Rival Schools characters. We have Batsu in there as well, along with Akira and, you know, someone else maybe. I don't know. We already have, you know, some other Capcom franchise characters in there, which is the Final Fight characters, like Cody, Guy, Abigail, and even Lucina is in the mix. Poison too. Poison is even one of those characters too. So there's actually a pretty good number of Final Fight characters in there. So it would be nice to see more Rival Schools characters maybe in the possible future. So that could be a possible future for Street Fighter games or fighting games in general. So it could be either a Capcom All-Stars game or more just Capcom characters for future Street Fighter games. We could even see like a completely different Street Fighter game that's not 6. I don't know. It could be like an alpha sort of branch off sort of thing, or spin-off sort of deal, possibly. That's just another thing to think about, right? It could be Street Fighter, I don't know, like Extreme or something. I don't know. I just came up with a generic word for it, but point being, we could see some sort of like spin-off game, and that's probably where we can see more like different characters as well. It might as well be like, you know, an All-Stars game on its own, right? But, you know, probably it'll take the whole like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing or whatever, like have Sonic's name slapped in the front, and then like All-Stars is like everyone else, right? So in this case, Street Fighter is like the lead, and then whatever following word is basically saying everyone else, you know, instead of calling it Capcom All-Stars. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna maybe try, go with Capcom All-Stars, because I think they know that they all love those characters equally, pretty much, right? Like Mega Man, Rival Schools, Final Fight, and all that stuff, and all that between. So that is one possible thing about it. That could happen, or that could be hinted, thanks to having Akira Kazama in this roadmap here, which is still like unbelievable. It's like a dream, you know. I don't think a lot of people have made those predictions, but guess what? here she is. Here she is, man. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. You know, Akira, that's all the more sick. It could have been Batsu. He's, you know, he's the main guy. He's the main dude, like Ryu is for Street Fighter. So, could have been him. Could have been, what's his face, Kyosuke. Could have been Hinata. Hinata could have been like, you know, the Sakura sort of branch off. But, Akira, man, like, I think she's a little more unique. So, probably why, you know, they picked her all the more. But I think she is really popular, though. I think that's the forefront here as to why she was picked. But why rival schools? Man, I don't know. That's out of left field, though. So like I said, like I don't think a lot of people made those predictions. I didn't. I definitely didn't. I would never ever thought that rival schools would actually make it in there. You know. So, boy oh boy. But we still have a year to, you know, wait for not only Akira but, you know, Oro as well. So that is it for right now. I do want to talk about the new battle mechanic. What could that be possibly? So I think for this one, I don't think it's going to be that deep. I think really it's just going to be new supers or new critical arts. I think that's pretty much it, along with maybe one more mechanic, which I don't know. That is definitely more up in the air. We probably could see some sort of ultra meter. I don't know. Nah, that's Street Fighter 4. So there's some sort of revenge mechanic that's already happening with the V triggers and stuff. You know, so that's pretty much, you know, that. So, but I think for the most part, the new battle mechanic, I think that is going to be second critical arts for all characters, right? So that could be something I would like to have, just for the sake of like more cinematic stuff. I think that's good for the casuals, you know, who like to just see more super moves. You know what I mean? I think that's a good thing, you know. But yeah, you know, because it's like Street Fighter 5 is gonna go on a lot longer than we thought, because it's going all the way to 2022. So that's gonna be definitely right around 7 years in total. That's a lot longer than we expected. I thought it was gonna be 6 years, you know, but at the max, you know what I mean. But they're going easily 7 years, so that's pretty. That is something. That is definitely something. New balance mechanics or new battle balance. That's just balance patches and stuff. We'll see about that. It all depends on how the competition goes. Well, I hope Akira is good. You know, I hope she's solid, just so she, you know, people can see her more and stuff. So I do have some sort of prediction right off the bat when it comes to the last character that's in question here. That's going to be, I guess, coming out fall 2021. So that's not going to be for a very. That's not going to be soon at all. That's going to be a long time, right? For waiting. Oh man, but you know, it is what it is. We have the COVID situation. But anyway, the last character I think is going to be male. Why do I say that? Because if you look at the costumes for each character, the males seem to have less costumes. So Oro definitely has 3, Dan has 4, but the girls here, you know, Rose and Akira, have 5 costumes easily. So having 3 costumes, what could that mean? You know what I mean? So that's why I concluded that it's going to be male. And I think for the most part, it's going to be, you know, mostly a, well, just a little more of a male-dominant DLC pack, just because of the number of costumes. So what could that mean for who's going to make it in there as the last one? So unfortunately, we're not going to see Makoto. We're not going to see Viper, right? By going off that logic. I mean, you never know. I mean, it could be a female character that just happens to have really low amount of costumes. I don't know, but I think with that said, you know, I think it's likely going to be a male character. So anyway, yeah, that sucks for Sea Viper and Makoto fans. I would have loved to see Makoto more, honestly, but yeah, I guess it is what it is. So man, it could be an old character like Oro. Oro only has 3 costumes, so it could be another old character like Gouken somehow. It could definitely be Gen. It could definitely be Sodom. You know. It could possibly be Fei Long. It could possibly be Dudley. So any of those characters and anyone else too, like Adon or I don't know, man. The possibilities are kind of up there for male characters, and yeah, who knows, right? So, but I can definitely say with some confidence, at least, is that we're not going to see a female character as the last character. Now, I hope to be wrong and be surprised and all. I think the bigger surprise is that this one is going to be a guest character, like from somewhere else. Possibly because it's taking a lot longer to process the or maybe the trademarks or the rights and all that stuff. That whole process is taking long, so that's why this character hasn't shown up on their roadmap yet. Because most of these characters don't have gameplay at all, so they just made these decisions not too long ago. With the exception of Dan. Dan is the only one with some sort of gameplay, but it's not even like ready, so that's why it's only off the screen sort of footage with Dan. So that's really saying about how recent these characters have been just started, or planned and such. So that's pretty interesting in that on that part. I think most likely it's going to be a male Street Fighter character returning from who God knows what. Like I said, it could be Gen, Gouken, Fei Long, Dudley, Sodom. It could be any of those guys. Rolento. It could be Rolento as well. Who knows? I'm like I said in the reaction video, I'm probably gonna put my my chips in Dudley, just because Dudley is a little more of a unique character in terms of like overall like aesthetic, his style and stuff. He's a boxer from England, you know what I mean, who's black, and I think that would be a better pick in my opinion, if you want to go off of like uniqueness, quote unquote. I mean, if you want to be really unique, I mean Sodom would be a pick too, but my confidence just goes into Dudley just because of that. I think he is really popular as well, especially from Street Fighter 3 those days, Third Strike. Fei Long would probably be the next one, just because he's like the Bruce Lee sort of trope, and also he's an old school character too, so he does have that under his belt, so that could possibly be that too. But overall, man, who the hell knows? And that's the whole point of it here on this last character here. It's gonna be a good surprise. I look forward to it, and time can only tell. So we gotta wait and see. So I think that's all I gotta say for my thoughts and predictions and all that stuff regarding to Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition as of right now, August 2020, especially right after the summer update, man. But man, Akira, Kazama making it in there was absolutely the most exciting part, in my opinion. Dan was cool, Aura was cool, Rose is like alright. I didn't really have like too much of an attachment to her. I mean, she's kind of cool, but not as strong of an attachment as Dan, or even like Oro. But Akira, man, oh, man, good stuff. That was such a surprise. I still can't believe it. I'm still kind of like sort of processing it that it actually happened. So cool. I hope she looks cool. I hope she plays cool. But we gotta wait. We gotta definitely wait for a year for these two characters to come out, Oro and Akira. So anyway, before I go into a bamble, bumbling sort of segment here, thank you guys so much. This has been my thoughts and all that stuff for Street Fighter as of right now. If you have any comments, if you want to add into this conversation, all those related comments are welcome in the comment section below. We'd love to check them out. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell to notify all. Really appreciate you guys, because it really helps out. So yeah, that's it for the Hawke Talks episode. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Sean out.